Always remember to dream big. Hi, welcome to another episode of MasterMindBites. My name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on MasterMindBites, I get to feature another incredible individual. And the reason why I have this show is because over the last few years, I've been very fortunate, lucky, and also very privileged to meet some amazing people, some master skill sets from celebrities to athletes to champions to chess champions to world champions, and just got to be in the same room as them, learn from them, hear their stories, see how they became successful, and got some lessons learned that I could actually share with you today. So for today's Mastermind Bites, I get to feature the amazing grand champion, Garry Kasparov. And this guy was absolutely amazing when it comes to chess, a grand champion for over 20 years. In fact, he became #1 at the early age of 22. He started playing chess at the age of 5, I think 6 years old, and he never looked back. He was always analyzing, he was always learning, he was always growing, and became that grand champion at the age of 22 and maintained that title for so long, and was able then later on repurpose his skill sets, repurpose his ability to really impact other people and add value by also becoming a consultant on the Netflix show Queen's Gambit. And I enjoyed that show a lot, and it was absolutely incredible to see at the end of the show his name pop up as one of the consultants on the show. Getting to meet him, I got to see him actually think, got to see him go through a game, got to hear him answer questions, all that kind of stuff, and just got to learn a lot about him and what he did and how he's able to become so successful for so long. Now, when we look at some of the lessons learned that we could share, there's 5 main things that I really want to share with you that I got from Mr. Garry Kasparov. #1 is the whole competitive atmosphere, how you can actually put that into your day-to-day life. #2, there's no such thing or as better or worse. There's always only adjust. #3 is that we always have to remember to think. Okay, it's not as easy as we say it, but sometimes we just have to remember to think. #4 is that why not present a message from the positive standpoint. And then finally, #5 is that dream big, because if you don't dream big, you'll fail. And when you fail, that's because you're complacent. So always dream big, achieve more, and take those failures as feedback and keep on growing and growing and growing. So going back to #1, when he was asked a question if he's ever regretted about playing chess for so long, or if playing chess for so long was able to help him in other areas of his life, he goes 100% yes, because that competitive spirit, that ability to play to win, that ability to analyze, that ability to really think and look at your opponent and all that kind of stuff is absolutely transferable in your day-to-day life. He's repurposed all those skill sets to become a speaker, to become an advocate, to become somebody who's being able to teach and to consult and all that kind of stuff, because he's been able to do all that in his career of playing chess, watching people's gestures, listening to people's talks, studying and analyzing how people do their moves and how they play their games. He was able to utilize all that in his businesses now, in his speeches, in his presentations, all that kind of stuff, because all that stuff is transferable. It's repurposing those skill sets. And that's something we should always think about. How do we repurpose the courses that we have? How do we repurpose the content that we have? How do we repurpose the skill sets that we have? Is the skill sets that we learn here able to transfer to this area of our lives? So being able to think that way allows us to be more efficient and also be able to impact and add value constantly. And that's something he does, so that he's still adding value outside of his chess career, but he's adding value to businesses. He's adding value as a consultant. He's adding value as a teacher. He's adding value as a speaker. And that's something that's very, very important, because if we're not always adding value, if we're not always repurposing ourselves, we're going to become we're going to be in that situation where we start plateauing. So always find a way to be competitive, always find a way to repurpose our skill sets. #2 is that there's no such thing as better or worse. He was asked the question, does he ever regret, was it better or worse for him to be that chess player who went up against the computer playing chess? He goes, you know what? You can't stop technology. You can't stop advancements. You can't stop any of that stuff. So it's not for better or worse. It's only adjust. How do you adjust for that? How do you adjust adjust for the technology coming in? How do you adjust your career with this new headline or with this new event? How do you adjust to things that are happening around you? Because sometimes you can't control and you can't slow things down. You can't stop people from advancing. So how do you adjust? Don't look at it from a point of view of only better or worse. Look at it from a point of view of how do I adjust to be able to be more efficient and incorporate what's going on and be able to work with what's going on around me. Number 3 is that always think. In this day and age, people can play chess well because they're practicing with the computer all the time. If the computer goes, oh, that's a bad move, they go, okay, that's a bad move. And the computer goes, oh, that's a good move, oh, that's a good move. However, when asked the question, why is that a bad move? Why is that a good move? They actually can't explain it to you. Back in the day, Gary's like, you know what? I have notes, I have notebooks and all this. I have so much research and other textbooks and all that kind of stuff, studying the game of chess, studying how other people play chess, studying the game of other competitors. He has notes and notes and notes so that when he finds out that he made a bad move, he can actually track all the way back in his research, figuring out why it was a bad move. He could go, oh, it was a bad move because of this. It was a bad move because of that, because that person had a certain mentality or that person has a certain game plan. He could track exactly where he was, where he made a mistake because he could think things through. Nowadays, people let the computers think about everything and forget to think about it themselves. So always give yourself that opportunity to think things through and understand what's going on, understand why the mistake was there, understand why you actually did well. Because the more you understand why you did well, you can repeat it over and over again. Instead of having a computer say, oh, that's bad, oh, that's good, and completely be dependent on the computer. Because once in a while, that computer may not be there, and all of a sudden you're stuck and you don't know what to do. So the thing is, if you practice on thinking, practice of analyzing, practice on understanding what's going on, what caused the good things, what caused the bad things, you're able to think things through faster if you do it more and if you practice it more. So always be thinking, asking the questions why, and understanding why the outcome is the way it is. Number 4, sometimes why not approach things from the positive standpoint? So when he was first going up against that computer, Deep Blue, it was titled The Brain's Last Stand. Now, he actually lost the second round, but nobody actually remembered him winning the first game. But everybody was so focused on the fact that he lost the second round, saying, oh, the computers are more intelligent than human brains. But then he goes, why do I have to think about that way? Why not go from the standpoint going, wow, people's brains are so incredible that they're able to create this machine that is now able to complete and win the brains of a person playing chess. It's still the humans coming up with that advancement. It's still humans being able to come up with that technology. So why not give them the credit? And then finally, number 5 is if you can't beat them, join them. We've heard that before, but it also leads to my very first comment today is always dream big. So how does the two kind of match together? Well, the thing is, when it comes to technology, we can't beat them. When it came to chess, playing against a computer in chess, eventually you can't beat them because they're so fast in coming up with the strategies, coming up with the moves and all the iterations. So you can't beat them. So what do? You have to learn to adjust, like a number 2 there, and just work with them. How do you find out a way to work with computers, work with technology, and embrace it? And the thing is, if you start to fail, that's because we are getting complacent as human beings. Humans need to be able to progress. And as long as we keep on progressing, we can keep on growing and we keep on advancing. But in order for us to do that, Gary has always said that we have to embrace technology. We have to work with technology. Technology is able to do calculations, but we come in with the understanding. They're able to come up with instructions, but we come up with the purpose. They're able to come in with the objectivity, but we come up with the passion. And when we meld those together, when we work with technology, then we are able to keep on growing and advance and become more and more successful and grow as a race. So therefore, we have to keep on dreaming big. And as long as we can keep on dreaming big, we're going to find ways to work with technology and not just be complacent and we're going to fail. So that is how we're able to join with technology and not just let them win. So because we can't beat them, we have to join with them. We have to work with technology. So those are the 5 things that I thought was very, very applicable to our daily lives and also our business lives. We have to work with technology. We have to be able to repurpose our skill sets. We have to be able to think more. We have to be able to adjust. So again, recapping the 5 things. Number 1, having that competitive spirit, being able to repurpose our skill sets, repurpose our content, repurpose our products, being able to really reuse all the stuff that we're able to learn and apply it to different areas of our lives. Number 2, there's no for better, for worse. There's only adjusting. We have to be able to pivot. We have to be able to adjust to what's going on because sometimes we can't control the things that are going around us. Number 3, technology is something that is going to be here, but we can't let technology think for us. We have to think on our own. We have to do the research. We have to do the understanding. We have to dig deep. We have to understand the why behind the outcomes that technology gives us. Number 4, approach things from the positive standpoint and not just look at things as doom and gloom. And then finally, number 5, it's always dream big. Work with technology. Combine our skill sets, combine our understanding, our passion, our purpose with technology so that we can advance and become better as human beings, as a human race. So once again, those are the 5 things, and hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Mastermind Bites. And if you did, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on Mastermind Bites. And there's a lot of other shows too, the Peak Potential Success Show, the Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less, and of course the Make More Mind Bites that's up every single week. Once again, thank you very much for your time, for watching, for your likes, subscriptions, your comments. I love seeing those comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And until next time, today is the day to lock your peak potential. I'll see you later.